on the channel, we unbox Into the Spiderwave Stiltman Build-A-Figure Marvel Legends. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're unboxing one I've been excited for a while now, and that is Marvel Legends Frogman from the Stiltman Build-A-Figure Wave. And of course, for all your Marvel Legends needs, make sure you hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. So like I said, the Frogman, when this wave was announced, this is the one that caught my eye. I love deep cut characters. I know some of you guys do out there as well. And it doesn't get a whole lot deeper than this. I'm not even sure if I've heard of Frogman. At least my memory doesn't recall Frogman in the past of my comic book reading days and stuff. I know he's a Spider-Man, Daredevil villain turned good guy, turned villain, turned dad was the Frogman, son was the Frogman. I know that kind of stuff, but boy, I love a deep cut. And the Marvel Legends team, you know, you need those Spider-Mans, you need those Wolverines, you need those Captain Americas on a pretty heavy rotation. I totally understand that, but I love it when they give us something like this. An off-the-wall D-list character, but with a cool costume and a cool design, and I'm a sucker for a cool design, and this thing caught my eye from the get-go, so I cannot wait to open this bad boy up, see what all the fuss is about, as somebody would say. So let's get down to it. Let's look at the packaging like we always do, then we'll open it up and we'll talk about it. So let's look at the packaging first. There it is, the Frogman, the traditional Marvel Legends packaging design. No changes for 2021. As you guys know, Star Wars Black Series did make some changes. WWE Elites made some changes. Marvel Legends, not so much. I think they say, hey, this is a winning formula, let's stick with it, and I can't complain about that. I still enjoy this packaging, and I don't think it's time for a refresh quite yet. But you got the Marvel Legends Frogman in there. Just awesome. Look at that green. You got extra hands. You got the Stiltman parts. Frogman down here, Marvel. There's your Build-A-Figure. Little legal stuff there. There's the front. There he is on the side. The thing that caught me on this one is this looks like a goofy character. Then you see those dark, menacing black, the black part of his mouth. There's those white eyes. That is the best touch ever. I think that is super cool. I absolutely love that. Same picture on the other side. Nothing fun up top. Legal fun below. And then the back of the package, of course. Look at that. So let's read, let's see what it says. You got legal stuff down here. There's the Stiltman. We'll build him at the very end. Then you got the whole lineup down there below. But let's see what it says about our old buddy, the Frogman. Marvel's Frogman. Eugene Patillo suits up as Frogman in a misguided attempt to restore his family's good name. So there you go. I don't know anything about that guy. I don't know anything. I just know the little blurb I said at the beginning. That's deep as my knowledge goes on Frogman, but I could still appreciate a Marvel Legends D-list character. Maybe some of you guys, it's an A-list. If it's an A-list, you guys let me know. If you're a huge Frogman fan, let me know. But I think this is a really cool one. In the same vein of the White Rabbit we got last year. Another deep-cut character that's really cool. Looks different than other things. Really appreciate stuff like that. So without further ado, though, let's get down to it. Let's open up the old Frogman. Let's see what's kicking inside here. See what's doing. You got the packaging, you got a little cityscape back there. I think that's pretty cool. You guys know, you've seen my Marvel Legends diorama bookshelves backgrounds. If you haven't, check out that video on the channel. But I appreciate a diorama. I love them. I wish I could save these and they fit in a bigger area. See you later. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Alright, looks like he's got the Stiltman gun, got Stiltman arm, and an extra hand. Then he's got his two frog hands. And then himself. So there it is. Look at that. How cool is that? Two tones of green. Nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. The character's wild and crazy enough for everybody, I think. Get these Stiltman parts out of here. There you go. See you later. Alright, well, we'll put the Stiltman stuff to the side. I'll build him later. Don't need those right now. So you got basically the opposite hands from what's on him. So we don't talk a lot about hands. Don't really need to. But you got the open hand, the fist hand. The opposites are on the character already. But oh boy, you know, it's funny. And one thing we talk about a lot on the channel is reuse of molds. And how do you make it look like it's a new figure when you use a re-existing mold? It's a very tough process, and this one is one that worked tremendous. If you would have said, hey Kyle, who is this mold? This mold's been used before, who was it? Maybe it's me, maybe I'm not smart enough, maybe I'm just not good enough, but I look at this, I'm like, boy, this is a brand new mold. And a lot of that is the head is brand new, so that's the first thing you look at when you look at a body. But I'd say, you know what, this is a brand new mold. We got new feet, we got a new head, this is all brand new. No, they reused the Dr. Octopus Marvel Legends from, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago. That's what the body is based off of. They hid the plugs where his tentacles went in his back. They hid that with the backpack. Just absolutely genius on the Marvel Legends team. Getting the most out of your molds, cutting costs down, being able to get us new characters without having to go all in on something new. So that's one thing from the take a step back department should really be called out on this Frogman figure, that they got a ton of work out of that Doc Ock mold, and they got a new head, some new feet, and bam, you got a whole new figure out of that. So very, very cool. But man, I love this figure. I just love it. I knew I would. I don't really have any affliction for the character. I don't have a deep love for the character of the comics. I just love zany, quirky, D-list characters, and I love that they give us deep cuts. And the first thing I saw when I saw prototype images of this is what I'm seeing right now, and is those black eyes that are peering behind the Frogman. On the surface, this looks like a goofy character, but then you look into those eyes, and holy cow, there's some darkness there. And check that out for yourself. It looks just like a mouth, but then if you look real close to that mouth, you can see those two white beady eyes that are inside that suit. Very, very cool. Very awesome. I have no articulation issues on this figure. I have no paint issues on this figure. So that's bet 1,000 on this Frogman. This possibly could be in my top 10 or at least honorable mentions of 2021. Still way early. We got a long ways to go this year. But man, something like this speaks to me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't collect Marvel Legends characters that collect stuff like this. That would pick this up just because of the zany, cool look. However, I will pinpoint, if you guys watch my action figure hunt videos, man, Frogman not doing so hot on the retail shelves so far. He's peg warming a little bit. If you can call a new set a peg warmer, it's still way early. But usually of the scraps that are left, I'm seeing Frogman, which is kind of blowing my mind a little bit. But I guess you take that step back. Hey, it's not Captain America. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Iron Man. It's not Wolverine. So there you go. But I absolutely love these fins, flippers, whatever you call them on a frog down here. And then he's got the springs on the bottom of his feet. I think that is a beautiful touch as well. Got the springs there, looks it. I don't know how easy he will be to stand. Boy, what do you know? Those work as a base for him. I don't know if I have a ringside stand. Well, I got one. Here we go. Let me dig it out. Got a ringside collectible stand. Always got to do the litmus test. Will he fit in the stand? He will fit in the stand, but you don't need the stand in this point. He's got enough of a base that he's fine, but he does fit on a ringside collectible stand, so that is always good. But I love the backpack. I don't know if the character had a backpack in the comics like this, or if this is just something they put on him to cover up Doc Ock's ports. I don't know, but it doesn't take away from the figure for me. It looks like it makes sense. It looks like there's a reason for it, so I'm definitely cool with that. But yeah, all things considered, a great figure. At the very end, I'll rank them all as we get through every single figure in this line. I'm going to rank them like we always do. We'll build the Stiltman. We'll do the rankings. I got to think this is going to be at the top of my list. There's no way around it. Absolutely love this figure. Highly recommended by Kyle out there. Pick this one up if you see it. I hope we get more zany characters like this throughout 2021 and into the future. So there you have it. Marvel Legends Frogman. Now today, we're going to unbox Miles Morales from the Into the Spider-Verse movie. So we've had Miles before. I passed on that one in the past. I believe it was a Gwen Stacy 2-pack Target exclusive. To be honest, Into the Spider-Verse wasn't the huge Spider-Man movie for me. It wasn't really aimed to my demographic, obviously. It was a cool story. It's better than most movies out there. I'll definitely give it that. I'd rather watch that than, no offense, Angie, my wife, but a lot of those romance movies and Hallmark movies and Lifetime movies. I'll take Into the Spider-Verse over those any single day of the week. But the Miles Morales Gwen 2-pack from that, I thought it was hot garbage. I didn't connect with me. I didn't need it. And I didn't think the figures were that great. Fast forward a few years later, now we got an actual wave with probably more to come in the next year, as we'll see probably another Into the Spider-Verse movie, as this movie was very popular, especially my two daughters. 9 and 5 are my daughters, and they absolutely love that movie. They've watched it many, many times, and to them, to me, old school Kyle, Peter Parker is my Spider-Man, and probably a lot of you guys as well. But to the younger generation, to my girls, you ask them, hey, who's Spider-Man? It's Miles Morales. That's Spider-Man to them. So things are changing. Dynamics are changing. Spider-Universe is changing. So we got to be all prepared for change, apparently. But this Miles figure is pretty cool. I can't wait to open this up, see what's going on. I can't wait to see the legs on this one. Very, very thin legs. Want to be able to handle these myself, see what my opinion is. All that fun stuff. So let's do what we usually do. We'll look at the box and then we'll open him up. So here it is, Miles Morales. Got the Into the Spider-Verse logo down there at the bottom. Got his name in the red. Hasbro logo. Got the Stiltman Build-A-Figure piece. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's like a shoulder type deal. I don't know. We'll get there when we unbox him, that's for sure. Got an extra set of hands, and you got Spider-Man head, and then you got the Miles head. So that is a cool feature. You got two heads. You can kind of go either way, and then you got the figure. Marvel Legends logo at the top there. Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave. A little legal stuff. On the top, you got the Into the Spider-Verse logo on the top there. That's cool. You got Miles right there. And you got Miles again right there. And, of course, the back packaging. The whole figure wave down here. There's Stiltman. Can't wait to build him. See what all the fuss is about. Miles Morales, and then a little description, and we're going to read that description right now. Let's see what it says about Miles Morales. A Brooklyn native and just 13 years old, Miles Morales is a Spider-Man unlike any we've ever seen before. Very true. 13-year-old Spider-Man. Not too shabby. Looking at the first pictures here in the front, I don't see any issues, so it's time. Let's open it up. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to business here. See what's going on. See what's doing. Ages 4 and up. Both of my kids luckily can play with this if they want. There's the background, a little spider logo. You can kind of see it in there. A little bit hidden, but it's there. See you later. All right, how about the old plastic prison shot on Miles Morales? Looking good. Very, very light, very, very small figure, as you can imagine. He's 13. He's got to be small. But, man, he is small. This is a very small figure. Oh, popped that head out, almost popped it off the table. It's been known to happen a time or two for you guys that have followed along on my videos. That Stiltman piece, figure. Looks like the hands are taped in. Let's fix that. See you later. Alright, well there's that Stiltman piece. We'll get to that when we build the Stiltman. Very cool. How about that extra head? So you got... Well, that's interesting. Huh. So the head, the ball joint is inside this extra head. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Very strange. We'll see. We'll see what's up with that. And then you got two extra hands. We won't do the hands discussion. We'll save that for another day. There it is. Yeah, I don't see any paint issues. A very light figure. There he is, Miles Morales. That is a very small, very light figure. Compare him to size next to old Frogman. Yeah, about, that's a small figure, but he should be small, so that's perfect. This new pinless leg system's interesting. Wow. There's such, like toothpick legs, to be honest with you. These are very, very tiny legs on him. You feel like they would break really easily, but actually they work pretty good and got double jointed even on top of that in the ankle pivot. Oh boy, I don't know, can I get this one double jointed? This one's a little stuck. The left leg's a little stuck. I don't know if I can get that double bend in there. I don't want to go too crazy. That's all I want to do is break it. But the head scan looks good. Looks like him right outside of the cartoon. They even got that little scar he's got on his forehead. They even got that little detail. So you appreciate the small things. The jacket looks like, yeah, if you popped his arms off, you could take this jacket off if you wanted to. I don't know really why you would. Unfortunately, the jacket arms, I wish it came with an extra set of arms to match the suit. It would be great to have a full-on suited Miles Morales. I gotta think there's going to be future waves, and we will get that. There's just too much money on the table for that. I think we'll see a few different variants of Miles Morales over the next few years, if not in 2021. But actually a solid figure. You got the hoodie underneath, you got the coat. Both of them are separate pieces, the hoodie and the coat, so that is cool. Let's see if we can pop this head on. So it feels really weird. That's what I thought it was. Very strange. So he's got the ball joint inside the head instead of naturally. Usually the ball joint's in here and the head pops up onto it. It's the opposite way on this one. And I don't think, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Marvel Legends has done that in the past. Let's see if I can get this on, though. It's a little tough with that ball joint there. Yeah, you can kind of get it on there. There we go. To me, I think I would leave the regular head on and not the Spider-Man head, just first impressions. It's alright, but I think the Miles Morales, there's more money in the display of Miles Morales, at least at this point. Once they get the full-on suited costume Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just display that one, but I'll have this one as the Peter Parker type version of Spider-Man. But all in all, actually, I'm a little surprised at how much I like this figure. I thought this would probably be one of my least favorites. It still could be. We're early in the process. He does fit on the ringside collectible stand perfectly. So he's got that going for him. You can't put that up. But I thought I would like this one the least. I don't have a deep connection to the character, but at the same time, Frogman, I don't have a deep connection to him and I absolutely loved him. So I guess I don't know what that says. But I don't have a deep connection to Miles Morales. My kids definitely do. They're going to be all over this one. They're not going to be able to put this one down. I'll probably buy them an extra one just to have. As I said, they really do like that movie a whole lot. But this is surprisingly good. The new pin system and the small toothpick type legs, I think is an awesome feature and really cool. That really opens the door for other characters that are really smaller and stuff like that. Because legs like that traditionally break very easily. These seem to at least got a little bit of toughness to them. They're probably not as tough as a traditional leg, but way tougher than I thought they would be, seeing pictures and hearing about the process and all that kind of fun stuff a while back. So I can't complain too much about this. As far as a Miles Morales figure, the only complaint I would have is I wish there was interchangeable arms. So you could take off the coat, you could just have Spider-Man, you could almost have a 2-in-1 figure, but I totally understand why the Marvel Legends team didn't do that. They want us to buy Miles Morales again in the future, probably later in 2021, so I guess that makes sense to us. But you get the extra head with the new system too, with the ball joint inside the head instead of in the neck, so that's something different as well. So a lot of new stuff that might be a peek to the future of 2021 of what we're going to see with the Marvel Legends team, some of the new designs, some of the new technologies they're using. And they're starting it off with the Miles Morales figure somewhat. So there you go. So there it is, Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse. Today we're unboxing the Prowler. So another Spider-Man villain. I want to say C-level villain. I don't know if that's right to you guys. Definitely not an A villain. Not the most known. I don't even think B. I think C is right there. He's a step above Frogman for sure, and the White Rabbit, stuff like that. But Prowler got a nice little boost to his ego and boost to the character, I think, being into the Spider-Verse movie. As obviously, people like my kids, I've talked about them before, they love that movie. They know who the Prowler is. So Prowler getting a little bit of a resurgence, I guess I should better say, in 2020 and into 2021. So much so, we got another Prowler figure. We had the classic-esque Prowler a year or 2 years ago, probably in the Marvel Legends line. Now we're getting to the Into the Spider-Verse one. When I heard this one was announced, I kind of groaned a little bit. My old Prowler's good enough. I don't need it. But then I saw this one, the pictures. Actually, I thought it looked pretty good. So we'll see once we unbox this one. But we're going to do it like we always do it. We're going to look at the packaging. Then we're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And then we'll compare it to the previous Prowler. See what we think between the two. So there you go. All right, here's the packaging. The old Prowler. The purple and black attack. I like the purple on this one. It's a deep purple, but not too dark where it's a black. I don't know what kind of purple shade it is, but I really do like it mixed in with the black there. You can see it comes with the briefcase. At first I was like, why does Prowler have a briefcase? Then I remembered, oh yeah, it's Stiltman Build-A-Figure part. It's got the hand, the arm, and the briefcase. You got the Spider-Verse logo down there below by his legs. You got his name down there. Marvel Legends up at the top. A little bit of a warning. Build-A-Figure Stiltman at the very top. Spider-Verse logo up there on the top. Legal Fun down below. Gotta love the Legal Fun. And then you got the Prowler glamour shot. And another glamour shot of the same one. And the back, of course, you got that glamour shot, a little bit bigger version of it. You got the little blurb to the side, which we'll read here shortly. Down below, you got the rest of the line. You got the Stiltman and the legal fund down at the bottom. So let's see what it says on the back of the package here. All right, Marvel's Prowler. Equipped with an armored suit and gadget-filled wrist gauntlets, Prowler pursues his enemy under the cover of darkness. So it doesn't really tell you a whole lot. I mean, you could probably write that story your own. Take a picture of the guy. Oh, yeah, this sounds about right. But there it is. I don't see any other issues, anything else to talk about really on the box. So let's open him up. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's doing inside the package. If I can get him open. There it is. It's got that bluish-white Spider-Verse interior. Not the best background, not the worst. Somewhere in the middle, and see you later. Alright, let's see. I'm looking real quick. I got to do a quick once-over. Is there any paint issues? I don't see any paint issues on this one. Nothing. So that's good. That's the way we like it in the old plastic prison. Got that briefcase. Got these extra parts for Stiltman. We'll build Stiltman at the very end. Got an arm. Got a hand. How about this briefcase? Does it open? It feels like it should open. It does open. Oh, look at that. It opens and there's a bunch of cash inside. So I could see people buying this, even if you're not building the Stiltman. This is a pretty cool accessory to have with any kind of gangster, bank robbery scene, anything you want to do. Has money inside. Very similar to G.I. Joe Destro in the G.I. Joe Classified line. You know, he came with a briefcase with some money as well. So this is a cool little feature, I think. One note, though, this is the second piece I've had. This Stiltman figures have been a little bit sticky. For longtime viewers of the channel, you guys know about the Jakks Classic Superstars, Jakks Ruthless Aggression figures. Over time, some of the hair and body parts on some of the plastic goods have gotten sticky. It's a degrading of the plastic over time. These are brand new parts. These shouldn't be sticky, but I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments if any of your Stiltman pieces have been a little sticky. I know the cure for this. I spent many a years in the scientific field with beakers going and bubbling and trying to figure out. I contacted Mr. Wizard before he died. Then I had to reach out to Bill Nye the Science Guy, and I found out a little trick. This goes for Jakks, goes for this, goes for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, any old school figures you got out there. If you got that sticky disease, that dreaded sticky disease, get some clear packing tape, wrap that figure up, wrap that piece up, and then slowly pull it off. It counteracts the stickiness. I don't know how it works. It was many years of trial and error, but it will counteract and eventually will get rid of that sticky disease. It could possibly come back a year later, 2 years later, whatever. You just got to do it again, but it's the degrading of the plastic over the years. I guess these things weren't supposed to last forever. It'd be really interesting what happens like 120 years from now. Do these things just disappear? Do they just disappear into the night and just totally disintegrate into nothing? I don't know. I guess we won't be alive to see it, but somebody will know. Put it in a time capsule. We'll figure it out. Alright, let's get Prowler out. See you later. Alright, I like this figure. And what I really liked about this one, I like the color scheme. I like the color pattern better than Classic Prowler. Even though Classic Prowler is what I grew up on and reading in the comics and stuff. But I really like the, gosh, I don't even know my colors enough. It's not a teal. So it's in the teal family. And then you got a purple, and then you got the black. Very, very cool. I really like the colors. I like the figure a lot. I like his hood as well. The hood is really good. The mask is better than the original Prowler mask. It just looks like a guy's got a mask on. First thing I noticed, though, is he's got these arm things on his wrist. I don't even know what we're going to call them. But they do limit his articulation, so he can't give the whole full-on bicep move. He's limited. So that's a little disappointing. I don't know what they could have done to make that different. It's not like this is a Spider-Man figure where he's got to be super articulated, but you want to be able to move your arms a little bit more than that. That's just not enough. I like the extra pinkish purple down here on the feet. That really gives it a different color dynamic. This is a very eye-catching figure, at least to my eye and what I look for in figures. Definitely not a bad deal. He's got the cape on him. Definitely different than the regular Prowler cape. It's got the little spike up at the top and the 4 spikes down below. Let's see, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I gotta think he will. Oh, yes, he does. Fits like butter. Fits like a glove. I say it all the time. Spend your money on your figures, not your stands. Ringside collectible stands. Tell him Kyle sent you. And we'll go from there. But let's grab this old school Prowler out, huh? Let's compare and contrast these two a little bit. This is the old one. Got the green and the lime green chest piece. Just a really different figure. But this is classic Prowler. When my head goes to Prowler, I go to this. But a lot of people this day and age, you ask my kids what Prowler looks like. If I said, hey, who's Prowler? They would definitely say this one. And there's probably a lot of kids like that this day and age. Just like that. So this one is different. Obviously, I don't even know if they got any reuse. The body is reuse, of course, except for the arms with the gauntlet things. We got different boots on him. Different legs. It just seems the middle chest piece seems to be the exact same from the way I see it. The head's definitely different. This is more of the classic villain head. So I don't know. I like both figures. They're both obviously going to be in my collection. I got them both right here. I'll put this one with my comic book stuff, and maybe I'll do, for those of you guys that follow me on social media, you've seen my fire escape display. I'm thinking about putting all my Spider-Verse characters, kind of keep them all together on that fire escape display. That's kind of my plan right now. I might change it. Who knows? You guys know me. I'm moving, shaking, doing things all over the place. Rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, as Marty Jannetty would tell me. But there you go. So I don't mind this new Prowler. I actually like it. I don't like the limited articulation. That's a little disappointing. But outside of that, the head sculpt is great. I like the new features. I like the color pattern really good on this one. Is it a must-have? You'll have to ask yourself that. There'd be a lot of people that this Prowler is just good enough for them. But this is definitely something different. It's for the Spider-Verse movie. So there you go. So you guys tell me what you think about this one. I definitely like it more than I thought I would. So we'll say that. This set's been better than expected. We'll put it at that so far. So there you go. Into the Spider-Verse Prowler. Oh. Peter B. Parker, once again, another Into the Spider-Verse character, an oddball character. Kind of older Spider-Man, I guess what you'd call him, older Peter Parker, aged up. My kids absolutely love Peter B. Parker. They love the movie, like I said. I have nothing against the movie. I thought it was pretty good. It's not something I'm going to watch on repeat and over, but for what it was, I liked the movie. I thought it was good. And Peter B. Parker really was a scene stealer in that one. As an older, middle-aged, maybe, Spider-Man that's kind of got one foot out of the game and one foot in it. I don't know, that's my best description of the movie. But this figure is really neat. A quirky figure. A lot of quirky figures in this set. The Frogmans of the world, this one. And we got people picking this thing up that normally don't pick up Marvel Legends. Our old pal, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings, figure hunter extraordinaire. He actually picked one of these up. He doesn't collect Marvel Legends, but he loved the looks of this figure and all that kind of fun stuff. So he picked it up. So there's people that are crossing over with this line and picking this up. My kids, I could see them wanting, the Spider Pig and Miles Morales out of this. If they were out in the stores picking this up, so there's definitely crossovers for these figures for people that don't normally collect Marvel Legends. And Hasbro has to absolutely love that. Anytime they get new people buying their products, hopefully they convert them to collecting the whole line. And away it goes. They're like you and me and collecting all kinds of stuff. So we'll see where that all goes. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to talk about the packaging, talk about the box, all that fun stuff. Then we're going to open it up, and we're going to take a look at that, and we'll wrap it all up in a nice bow at the very end. So there you go. So let's take a look at Peter B. Parker. Into the Spider-Verse graphics down there below. You got his name down there in the red band across the bottom with the Hasbro logo. Marvel Legends up at the top. Stiltman Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Wave at the very top. On the opposite side, some legal fun 4 and up. Don't be giving these to 3-year-olds. And then you got the glamour shot there in the plastic. You got Peter B. Parker in his coat, extra head. You got the Stiltman head. You got a couple extra hands. A lot of accessories with this one. And you also got a drink, which is pretty cool, I think. Drink, think, I'm a rhyming machine. Strutting and strolling, rocking and rolling. There it is, Peter B. Parker on the side. And same photo on the other side. Getting all the money out of that glamour shot you can. Spider-Verse logo up top. Legal fun down below. Let's see, does this really say anything we care about? It really doesn't. It's got Australian Consumer Service on here. And then New Zealand. Those are the first 2 listed. For our Australian fans, we got some out there. Represent Australia. One of these days, I don't really like to travel. This is a little off story. I'm not a really traveler. I traveled for my job for a lot of years throughout the Midwest. I'd rather lay on my couch and watch it on TV. That's just me. I'm not a world traveler. But there's a few places I'd like to go in the world, and Australia is one of those places. So one of these days, I'm going to head to Australia. I'm going to send the message out, and I'm going to look for one of you good brothers out there, maybe Scotty Boy Down Under or one of you guys, take me on a tour. Take me on a tour, Australia. I don't want to learn things. I just want to say, hey, show up here, and then I'm going to take you to some places. That's what I want. Maybe I'll take the wife and kids. Probably have to. But I need a tour guide to Australia. Take me around to some figure hunting spots. Take me to some scenes I need to see. Hey, I'll buy your meals. I'll pay your gas. You just cart me around. Show me what I need to see and get it done. So one of these days, I'm headed to Australia, and watch out. It'll be a down under takeover from the kid from Iowa. So where were we? Got a little off rant about Australia. I need to go there, though. There's the back of the package. Look at that. There he is. A little description to the side. We'll read that. You got Stiltman Build-A-Figure and the how-to instructions down there. And then you got the whole rest of the line down there, and then the legal fund down at the bottom. Let's read the back, what it says about old Peter B. Parker. Peter Parker mentors Miles Morales, an all-new Spider-Man, to understand the importance of power and responsibility. Try to live my life that way as well, via power and responsibility. You just got to know what you're doing out there. So that's it. Let's open him up. Let's see what's going on with this Peter Parker figure. Very cool figure. I believe 2 per case is what I'm seeing out there. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Got the blue in there. See you later. Like I said, a lot of accessories here. Very cool. There it is. Plastic prison. Got the Stiltman head. Got the drink. The extra head. The body. There you go. And there you go. See you later. Get out of here. So we won't talk about the Spider-Man hands. He's got the regular... Whoa, let me throw him around a little bit. He's got the regular human hands, we'll call it, on him. And then he's got 2 sets of Spider-Man-esque hands. So you can mix it up, change it around, do what you want to do. I think that's a cool little touch. And then you got the Stiltman head. Sticky as well. There's something about this Stiltman plastic they've used on this character that gives just a little touch of stickiness. I don't really understand. Like I've said before, that is something in bygone era of the early 2000s we saw a lot of that. But we're seeing it with this plastic. So something about that gray. That's just a note there. But there he is. Stiltman head. We'll build him at the end. Then we got Peter Parker's extra head. Got this little Spider-Man cowl up top. Mask lifted up. I think that's a nice touch. I always love it when we get extra heads. Extra hands, meh. I can take it or leave it for the most part. But extra heads, all about it. Because sometimes people like me, we need extra heads. It means we need extra bodies. So we get a build. So this is a tall, lanky character. Very small head. You got very small legs. Toothpick-esque. Not as small as the Miles Morales, but very small legs on here using that pinless joint system. Very tight. These legs on these pinless joint ones are very tight. Very hard to move. Boy, and that double jointedness is very hard to get moving on this one. I don't want to break it. I'm so scared with these little legs I'm going to break them, but I don't know. You look, he's got the Spider-Man costume underneath. Nothing on the arms. Once again, I wouldn't mind having, maybe this goes to Marvel and Hasbro being really smart. They'll have another Peter B. Parker in the full-on regalia one of these days. You take this jacket off, you could, but then you have the arms from the jacket on there. It's not all one piece, it's separate. So really no reason to ever take this off. It would look really weird. But it gets the point across. He's got different shoes, which is a cool feature. You got one boot and one shoe. That's from the movie, if you guys remember. Also note his left hand is extra big grip, so that's a brand new hand for him. That holds the drink, so we'll show that here in a second. But not terrible. He's got a big trench coat. A very cool figure, another quirky figure. This line is about quirkiness. It definitely is a quirky line. A little bit for everybody. For some of the diehards that really love the quirkiness of the Frogmans, for people like me, you got the characters from the movie, you got an updated Prowler. There's a few things that really bring people into this line, into this set, I think. Pop his head off, pops off really good. It's got a very weird... Let's see how that looks. Very weird peg hole in here where it doesn't move a ton. It's almost like it's fused in, so there's not a lot of range of motion in mine. I probably have to heat it up with a hairdryer or some hot water to get some more movement out of it. There he is with the other head. To me, I'll probably use the other one. I do appreciate them giving us this one, but I like the other one a little bit better. Let's see if he fits on a ringside stand. I don't know if he will. Yeah, nope, he's not fitting. He's got just a different mold to him. I Guess you could probably get that boot in. Yeah, you can. If you work on it and you play with it a little bit, you could get the boot pinhole into the ringside collectible stand if you really needed to. So there you go. That does work if that's your thing. But all in all, very cool. You could almost... Nope, can't. I was going to say you could almost squeeze the jacket together to hide the Spider-Man outfit. That wasn't the case, though. He does got a very weird body style, but I guess he did. He was kind of like the, I don't know, middle-aged guy body style. Just a very weird torso, very long, kind of a bit of a belly on him, of course. But interesting figure, interesting character. I don't know if we'll get a whole lot of reuse out of this one. I don't know if they'll make somebody else. Maybe there's another character in the Marvel Universe that could use this type of body style. There's got to be somebody. It's a huge universe. But I like the one-offness of it. The different shoes, the drink, the new hand, the different head sculpts, the jacket. It's a pretty solid figure as well. So this line continues to be really above and beyond expectations. And that's a good thing. We want that more often than not. I don't care if we're talking Marvel Legends, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, He-Man, NECA Ninja Turtles. Anytime we're blown away and we like something more than we thought, that is a win in my book. And that's how I feel about this one as well. So a solid figure. Better than expected. We'll see what happens in the future. A few little quirks to it, but there's always a quirk with about every single figure as he falls over. So there you go. So there he is, Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. So we're going to open up the Hand Ninja. How many times will Kyle call him the Red Ninja? I got G.I. Joe on the mind first and foremost, pretty much all the time. So you guys know that Collect the G.I. Joe line, the Red Ninja just came out. Kind of hitting still now, but the last 6 months we've had the Red Ninja. So it's going to be hard for me not to mix my ninjas up. Really interesting. Hasbro makes G.I. Joe. They make Marvel Legends. I'd almost think they would share parts and say, hey, we can make a 2-for-1 here. We'll swap them between, maybe give a different head, something like that. But it doesn't seem they would have. But we will compare the two. Once I get this out of the box, I did bring along the G.I. Joe Red Ninja. We'll compare the two, see what they think, see if they're similar at all in any way. The Hand Ninja is a cool one. It is an army builder. We don't get tons and tons of army builders in the Marvel Legends line. That happens more in the G.I. Joe line, Star Wars, even the NECA Ninja Turtle line to some extent. There's more army builders. But anytime we get an army builder, it's always a question for collectors and display people like myself. How many do I need? To me, I needed 2 or 3. But the caveat to this Hand Ninja figure is the Stiltman Build-A-Figure piece. Kudos to the Marvel Legends team. They understand collectors. They did this right. I applaud you guys. This is the best gimmick I've seen in a long time. The legs for the Stiltman figure come with the Hand Ninja. Normally, hey Kyle, that's just another Build-A-Figure part. What's the big deal? Well, the beauty of the Stiltman figure is you can make him as tall as you want. Extra legs makes him taller and taller and taller. So to put the legs with the army builder is a 2-for-1. You get to build your Hand Ninja army, but you also get to build your Stiltman taller and taller and taller. So I guarantee you there's going to be people with 10 of these Hand Ninjas with a giant Stiltman. For me, I'm thinking 2 Hand Ninjas, and that's what I've bought. So when we do build a figure Stiltman at the end, we'll show him with the 1 set of legs, we'll show him with 2 set of legs. I'm not opposed to 3 set of legs. We'll see. I'm going to play a little bit of the long game. This set's just coming out now. I might let it marinate for a month or 2. Maybe I'll pick up a Red Ninja. Oh, I just did it. I just messed up. Take a shot each time. I will pick up another Hand Ninja, probably down the line somewhere. I gotta think he'll come around. If not, I'll order it from Big Bad Toy Store just to have. But I always like my army builders in 2 or 3, preferably 3. Just something about that aesthetic. That's what I like, and there it is. But these Hand Ninjas are cool. You guys have read the comics. You've read Daredevil. You've seen Elektra. You've seen all that stuff. Hand Ninjas are all over. You could have 20, 30 of these guys if you wanted to. So very cool caveat there with the Hand Ninja and the Stiltman figure and all that. So let's get into it. Let's look at the packaging. Then we'll open it up. We'll compare him to the Cobra Ninja, and we'll go from there and see what craziness ensues along the way. So there it is, the Marvel Legends logo up top. You got some legalese up there, 4 and up. Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave. Down below, you got the Hand Ninja, not the Red Ninja, the Hand Ninja. Marvel Legends in the red, dark red down there. Then you see him in the package, the Ninja. You got an extra set of hands. You got some weapons. You got the Stiltman legs back there. Very, very cool. Glamour shot on the side. Glamour shot on the other side. And of course, the back. There's the big glamour shot with a little description on the side. We'll read that. You got the whole lineup here. Stiltman there. Legal Fun here. Marvel Legends logo up there. And that's it. Nothing up top. Legally is on the bottom. That's the package. All done. Let's open it up. Let's get to the fun part here. Maybe, if I can. There it is. Ripping it to shreds. Oh. See you later. Got a little, kind of a city scene back there. I would call that a city skyscraper type deal. Very cool. See you later. Up high. Oh, we got 2 packs here. Oh, we got the Stiltman. So there's the Stiltman legs, and there's the Stiltman little plastic stand. So that's cool. I didn't realize, whoa. I didn't realize it came with a stand for the Stiltman, but you're going to need that. You're going to need that support if you stand him. We'll get into that when we build him. So there's that Stiltman. All right, now let's take a look at the Hand Ninja, not the Red Ninja, the Hand Ninja. He's got a blade. He's got 2, I can't remember what these things are called. I don't know. And then we got 2 hands there. There he is, the old plastic prison shot. Let's get him out. Let's see. Let's see what all the fuss is about, as some would say. Can I get his leg? Oh, there's one hand. Come on. There's a sword. Got some tape in here, of course. Pop him out. There it is. See you later. Look at this blade first. It almost looks like the top of the blade is broken off. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's a fancy name. There's a reason for it. It just looks weird to me with that shaved off angle there. I like more of a pointed end to my blades, but I'm by no means a blade expert. There's the 2, not scythes or scythes or whatever. Gosh, I forget what they're called. I don't know. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow will hate me because I can't remember. You got the hands. You got the typical ninja kung fu hands. I'm sure we got these with in the past. I'm sure we've had them. But I'll probably use the hands that hold the weapons, because the beauty of the army builders too is you put different weapons in different hands, different guys. It helps diversify and makes it look like they're actually different people, not just some triplets that are sitting here. But the Hand Ninja, very glazed over eyes on this guy. Green, almost ghost-like eyes. Probably hard to pick up on the camera. But you could definitely say, if somebody show this to my kids, what is this? Well, it's a ninja. And they'd probably say Red Ninja, but yeah, it's a Hand Ninja. He's got his satchel type thing that holds his blade holder in the back. So let's pop that blade in there. Fits like a glove, as it should. Very cool. He's got a little skirt. He's got his black belt around him. Got a little bit brownish boots. The head's got good movement. I don't know, the cowl. The head is one piece. I thought it was possibly 2 pieces with the cowl around it, but it's not. It's just one piece. Let's see, does he fit on the ringside collectible stand? It looks like he will. Yep, like a glove. So you can fit him on those stands. For those of you guys that care about stands, you can put him on there very easily. Not too shabby. Looks like you won't have any issues holding things. Nope, no issues. Definitely love an army builder. Anytime we can get army builders, I think it's cool. It does suck you got to spend a little extra money. But I wonder if down the line, maybe 6 months, a year from now, probably a year or more, we might see this on Hasbro Pulse. We've seen previous army builders, $14.99, little small boxes. You can buy them online. You can really start your army at a much cheaper price. You'll save $5 at least, something like that. I think that's a cool feature Hasbro's doing, and I'd have to think this would be a candidate for it in the future. Maybe they'll make a couple of small tweaks. I don't know. But let's grab the G.I. Joe Red Ninja, not to be confused with this Hand Ninja. They do not share any of the same anything. Totally different sculpt, totally different figure, totally different everything. I like both of them. I definitely like the Hand Ninja. I like the head on the Hand Ninja a lot more. It's more ninja to me. This almost feels like a ninja robot from the G.I. Joe line. But I do like some of the stuff on the G.I. Joe. I love all the extra accessories with this G.I. Joe one. It comes with tons of different weapons. All the weapons fit on the character, which is another great thing of the G.I. Joe line that we don't get with a lot of other ones. Every accessory that comes with the G.I. Joe figure can be stored on him. We don't always get that with the Marvel Legends, Star Wars, other figures and other lines. You get bags of accessories that way. I like to be able to store my G.I. Joe stuff on the G.I. Joe guy. That way you don't lose them, mix them up, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to sell something down the line, you don't have to fight trying to find and match things up, as we've all been there before, trying to find, okay, what hands go with this figure? Makes it tough. But all in all, I probably like the Hand Ninja just a hair more. just a hair, because it's more classic Ninja. Where G.I. Joe has gotten some grief from collectors, and even myself from time to time, not a lot as much as some of the other ones, about being too updated, too modern, not enough touch to the classic past, and that's probably the issue with this Ninja a little bit. This isn't the Cobra Ninja I remember back in the day, the red Ninjas. They looked more like Storm Shadow, but red for the most part. But this is my classic Ninja that I'm accustomed to and used to, we'll say. So really cool. Army builders, can't beat an army builder. And then the way Marvel and Hasbro did this with putting the legs to the Stiltman character, giving us incentive for you army builders out there, it builds two armies in a way. It builds your Stiltman legs, builds your hand ninja army. Very, very cool. Very great concept. I hope if there's other things that happen this way in the future, we see some of this again. I think it's really cool, really neat, and it's a real nice nod. Tip of the hat to the old collectors out there that are playing the game and hunting and fighting and really into this stuff. So very cool on the Hasbro team. So there you go. There it is. Our old pal, the Hand Ninja. So Gwen Stacy, another one in the Spider-Verse movie my kids absolutely love. We've talked about that a few times on some of these unboxings. Whole new generation figuring out about the Spider-Man characters with this. But this is not our traditional Gwen Stacy we know. For me at least, and probably people in my age bracket, we understand the Gwen Stacy from the retro carded wave that we had in 2020. That Gwen Stacy with the interchangeable Mary Jane head, great figure, great idea. 2 for 1, gotta buy 2 of those. Maybe 3 if you're army building and making a street scene or doing something different. So, but that's the Gwen Stacy I remember and recognize. This is more of a younger one, alternate universe Gwen Stacy. Very cool. And we actually got a Gwen Stacy somewhat similar, not very good. A 2-pack with Miles Morales at Target, maybe 2-3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Time is irrelevant these days. I can't keep up, but that one wasn't so good. I passed on that one, but I did pick this one up. We did get the Gwen Pool and the Venom Pool wave as well. So we've had a few Gwen Stacy-esque characters the last couple of years. And I don't know if they'll continue. I guess time will tell, but we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to look at the packaging. We're going to open it up. We're going to dissect it, talk about it, explain it all. Just like Carissa used to do back in the day on Nickelodeon. We're going to explain it all. So let's take a look at the packaging. There it is. You got the Into the Spider-Man, Spider-Verse down there below. I thought it said Spider-Ham for a second. I had to look. I was like, wait a minute. Giving us a little Easter egg. But no, it just says Spider-Man. You got Gwen Stacy down there on the red band below. You got Marvel Legends up there at the top. 4 and up. Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave at the very, very top. And then you got her in the package there. 2 heads. We'll compare those, see what we like best. You got the Stiltman piece. And then you got Spider-Ham, Peter B. Porker, Spider-Pig. Choose your own adventure. What do you want to call him? And there's the logo up top. Legalese down there. There's Gwen Stacy from the movie. And then we got Spider-Ham on the other side. Very cool. A 2 for 1. More of an accessory than a figure, but we'll talk about it. We always do. So let's bust him open here. Bust him, her. I don't know how you want to call it. Boy, there you go. It was fighting me. Got that background. We've seen it before. That's Spider-Man, whitish blue. See you later. All right, let's look at the old in-package glamour shot. The old plastic prison. There it is. Extra set of hands as well. I didn't mention that. Gotta have those extra hands. Head. Pop that out. Pop that out. Pop that out. We're open. See you later. All right, extra set of hands. You got the 2 Jimmy Snuka hands. I love you. That's what Jimmy would say. Got the left and right. And then on her is the 2 fisted hands. Don't see any paint imperfections on this, so I really prefer that. That's really nice. Trying to look at her face. Her face scan is really good. No paint issues, no problems there. Even has the eyebrow ring on her head, or in her eyebrow. Very cool. Very nice attention to detail by the Hasbro team on that. Very cool. But, oh, forgot about the Stiltman. Very thin, cheap, very cheap feeling plastic on this body for the Stiltman. Very, very lightweight, which I guess makes sense because we're going to build him. He's going to be tall. He's going to be on stilts. You probably don't need a super heavy body that would make him fall forward, side to side, whatever. So I guess that does make sense. You need a really thin body on him. We'll get to that when we get to it. You got the extra head. Whoop. throwing stuff around here. All right, we'll look at Gwen first. She's got the removable cowl on here, so if you take this head off, you take that with it, you put it on this other head. That is a cool feature. Talked about, she's got her double fists on here. Got the pink and gray webbing on the inside of her arms. I think that is a really cool feature. And then you got the bluish, tealish blue, almost ballerina-like slippers. They wrap up there around her ankles and stuff. It's a nice touch. I don't know, that's a pretty good head scan if you ask me. It looks just like her from the cartoon movie Into the Spider-Verse. And then you got the eyebrow, like I said. Very cool. You got kind of shaved hair on the sides. Definitely a one-off head sculpt. I think that's pretty cool. See if I can pop her head off. There goes that. And let's see if we can get this on here. There it is. Look at that. Boy, I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know which way to display on this one. This could be another twofer. You might have to buy 2 of these and do each head. Really makes it feel like a whole different figure. You know, you get an extra body of this, you put this head and these hands, and the other one you use the different head and the different hands, and bam, there you go. It's a 2-for-1 figure. I don't know if I have the connection to the character enough to get 2 of these, but I could see maybe my kids wanting to pick one of these up, and then when, you know, 6 months later, or 6 days later, more realistically, they get done and sick of playing with it, I just take that over into my collection, and bam, I got 2 of these. Might be the way to do stuff. We'll see. Let's see, does she fit on a ringside stand? She does, like a glove. There you go, right on the ringside stand. Very cool. Is it the best figure in the set? No, but as this whole set has been, I can speak for every figure in this wave, they beat my expectations. That doesn't happen all the time. So this is another solid set. Marvel Legends team continues to really nail things. They did a very good job with this set as well. Let's see this guy here. This is more of a accessory than a figure. His head is on a ball joint, so you can get some real sassy poses out of him. You can turn him sideways, give him all kinds of sassy poses with Spider Pig, Peter B. Porker, Spider Ham. I can't remember what his name is. I think it's one of those 3. But another alternate universe Spider-Man. But a neat feature. I'm glad they put him in here. This makes sense. Either him or Miles is who you would put him with. The smaller characters get you a little bit more bang for your buck. I can see my kids absolutely loving this figure and taking this and stealing it. So it might be really worth me getting another one of these just for what I said, to get one down the road. Plus my kids would be able to have one of these, and that was really something that made them laugh. They still talk about to this day. We did get a similar one back in the, gosh, was it like a symbiote wave? I think we got this one in. I think so. We'll compare and contrast these two a little bit, but obviously this one's more of a figure than this one. But kind of same process a little bit. I think this is the movie one. Maybe this is the comic one. Is that how it goes? Not super familiar with the character, but I'm cool with either of them. I like we have these things. I believe I have a Venom head too as well that you can put on maybe the Monster Venom or something. I don't think I've ever done that, so I need to remind myself to do that. Maybe I'll change it up in my collection here one of these days soon. But you know, Gwen Stacy, another solid figure. I can't complain too much about this one. And then you get the added accessory of the Spider Ham. How could anybody complain about that one? It is an accessory. It's not a figure. Don't be expecting crazy articulation with that one. But really a 2-for-1 figure with this one as well, as we see so much with Marvel Legends these days. So there you have it. There she is, Spider Ham and Gwen Stacy. Solid. All right, the time has come. Usually my favorite part of these Marvel Legends sets are the Build-A-Figure at the end. And today at the end we get to build the Stiltman Build-A-Figure, which theoretically could be the biggest Build-A-Figure of all time, depending how many ninjas you want to buy. But I will say, a little peek under the tent here, this has been the most challenging Build-A-Figure I think I've ever had. I've had to start the video, stop the video a few times. I've had a lot of struggles with the body parts on here. The head would not fit. The ball joint was too big. I had to put it under a hairdryer for a while to loosen it up so it would fit. Then the back piece here seems to really slide out a lot. It's got a peg in the back, but it's not sticking in there very good. It's just been a little bit of a frustrating, not a little bit, very frustrating so far. And then this peg on this right arm would not fit in either, so I had to heat that up. So now I'm going to attempt the left arm. See if I can get this popped in here. Now that popped in very easily, thankfully. But I've been so far a little disappointed. His antenna's in there. When you get the backpack on, it does smush those antennas a little bit. Just a bit of a disappointment so far on this Build-A-Figure. I guess I expected a little bit more. especially that backpack. It will not stay in them for me. I don't know, maybe you guys in the comments, maybe yours stays better. I don't know. Let's see these legs. Let's see how hard these legs are to put in. I would have to think they'd be fairly simple, wouldn't you? But once again, boy, I don't know. Very challenging. You got to really apply some pressure on this one, and then it dislodges the backpack, and I'm worried I'm going to scratch up his face. It's just, yeah, not my favorite Build-A-Figure as far as putting together. A lot of challenges with this one. When you got to heat up a few different parts, and the legs even, not going on the smoothest. They're not just popping in real easy, which I don't want them to ever fall out, obviously. But boy, you got to apply some serious pressure getting those legs in. So there it is. But the backpack still refuses to stay in place, no matter how hard I try. So there we go. Alright, so let's see. See if we can get this all straightened off here. Like I said, this is a very tall figure. He does come with a stand for his feet, which is cool. If I can get him in here. Alright. Like so. So look at that. Stiltman built right before our eyes. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears with this one, and some time with the hairdryer, which you shouldn't have to do. We say it a lot with Ninja Turtle, stuff like that. The regular old people out there, the kids, the parents that don't really hardcore collect, or even some hardcore collectors don't understand the hairdryer trick, and it's always not for everybody either. You sit that thing under the hairdryer too much, it will melt the plastic and ruin the figure. We shouldn't have to do that. So this is a great wave. Disappointed with that, that's for sure. But we'll have to see if he can kind of bounce back to life. That backpack is so annoying. It will not stay in for the life of me. He does come with his gun, his briefcase, so you can have him with the briefcase, all that stuff. I do have an extra set of legs, so let's see how high we can make him with another set. Very interesting. I didn't see anything instruction-wise, but the bottoms of the legs pop off. You just got to pull them off, and they plug out like so. Pull this one off like so, and then you can extend, so we can go higher. I don't know if I would want to ever go over 3. I don't know where you would put him unless you put him straight on the floor, and then he's not part of my dioramas at all. But I think 2 is probably the limit for me. But look at that. I think that's a pretty good piece. I mean, you go 3, be a little bit taller. I think 2 is about right. And I think that's probably where I'm going to end up staying with, is 2. Let me get him in his spot here, if I can. Obviously very top heavy. That's why the body needs to be so light on him. But look at that. Comes with a stand. I think that is beautiful. They gave us a stand with him. As without the stand, he would be toppling over all the time. But the higher you go, the less effective the stand will be, I can imagine. But a very cool gimmick, and that's what it is, a gimmick figure. Very lightweight figure, like I said, but very a lot of quality issues as far as I'm concerned. If you got to take a heat in a hairdryer or boil it in hot water or whatever, we shouldn't be having to do that. We say it all the time. So that is a little bit, takes away from the figure for me. But it's cool that you could choose your own adventure, like we say on the channel. You can go as high as you want to go with this guy. The sky is the limit. Your imagination is the limit. And I think that is something that is very, very cool. And maybe we'll get some more of that in the future in our Build-A-Figure categories. So there it is, the Stilt Man. Now, let's put the wave in order from the best to my least favorite, and we'll talk about them. And we'll finish up the video. Alright, we're at the end of the video. This is the portion of the video where we rank them from my favorite to least favorite and talk a little bit quick as to why that ranking was given. And for those of you guys that followed along the whole video, the first one I did, no question, the Frogman is my favorite. Might be a pick that makes people angry. Like I said, he's peg-warming, kind of, if you'd call it that at this point. But I just love the quirkiness, the zaniness, the aesthetics of the character. I think it is an awesome, awesome figure that'll look great in my collection. I absolutely love it. It's the figure I didn't know I needed, the Frogman. Number 2, kind of a surprise, Peter B. Parker. I am disappointed he's so hard to stand. He's got a weird heaviness to him, weird size to him, so he is hard to stand. Doesn't quite fit perfectly on this stand. But he comes in at number 2, and it's really a surprise one for me. I don't know if I would have guessed him at number 2. And it gets really tough because this whole line was pretty solid. Blew my expectations away on every single figure. And I think some of the guys at the end in this line would be at the top of other lines. That's how good this line actually ended up being. But at number 3, I'm going to go with Prowler. Not the classic Prowler colors that I'm used to, but I like this color pattern on here. The only bad thing is the articulation on the arm is limited by the new molding, but I still like this figure. It's a very solid figure. Looks really good. And then next up, the hand ninja. I'm a sucker for ninjas. Not my favorite aspect of the G.I. Joe and the ninja world, all that kind of stuff. But I do like a ninja, and I think they did a really good job on these hand ninjas. And I love the armory building aspect of any figure, so I think that is very solid. And then we get to Stiltman. He should have been way higher. I would have expected him probably at number 1, number 2. But a lot of quality control issues on mine. Everybody's might vary on theirs. But really stiff joints, tough to get to plug in. Had to take the hairdryer for 3 different pieces on him. That's disappointing. We shouldn't have to do that. So that really hurt my feelings is what it did. Hurt my feelings at the end of the day. But it's a very cheaply done character. I don't know if that's the right words, but it's lightweight, really basic. But I do love the thought process behind it. The build a figure, the ninja legs going in there, build it as high as you want. I think that is really cool. I don't know if they could have done much more with this. I guess the only thing that limits it really for me is having to take a hairdryer to this thing. That really soured me on it, fighting with this thing for a half hour, trying to get it figured out, put together. That maybe influenced my decision where maybe it would have been more towards the top if I wasn't so angry at this figure right now. But we'll put Stiltman there for right now. Then you get to Spider-Ham, Gwen Stacy. Nothing inherently wrong. These final 2 could really be switched either way with Miles at the end. Both smaller characters, both using new pinless joint system, both very solid, extra heads, really like both of them. Like I said, even the worst, perceived worst in this line is better than the best in some lines. So very strong lineup. I would highly recommend picking this one up, especially a Frogman. You guys all need a Frogman, whether you collect or not. Everybody needs a Frogman in their collection. It just looks cool. Be a great conversation piece on your desk at work. Who knows? There might be other Frogman fans out there that you might meet because of that. Pro tip of the day. So there you have it. There's the Into the Spider-Verse wave from Marvel Legends. You guys tell me in the comments if you pick these up. Are you planning on picking these up? You're playing the long game? You skipping them? All that kind of fun stuff. Leave me a comment and let me know. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And for Kyle, me, Kyle, and the rest of the gang, I'll see you guys all real soon.